Hello everybody, my name is kidsnatchy and I am playing Last Titan Standing on the map Fracture. This is probably one of my favorite maps, and the main reason for that is it's unbalanced, or it seems like it's unbalanced, and I don't know why. But let's say if you start on the side that I just started on, which is I guess you'd say the bottom part of the map, it seems like you're at a disadvantage for some weird reason. It just, even though it's just basically a team deathmatch based game, the maps are situated in a way that one side usually is better than the other. And for this map, it seems like this bottom side is definitely a lot worse than the top side. At least with my experience. I don't know if you guys have any experience playing where you realize where one side usually ends up winning more than the other side. Now in this game, we do lose the first round. And I kind of put that to the fact that we are on the crappy side, and I don't know why it's the crappy side. It seems like you kind of seem want to rush more, but even with that said, when I'm on the other side and we just rush right into the middle of the spawn on this side, we're still able to win, I guess you'd say. It's still easier to start on the other side. But yeah, and then there's some maps where it's kind of balanced, but it still seems like it's still prevalent that one side is better than the other. I don't know. Maybe it's just a balancing thing, or maybe it's just me playing better maybe I go into a game I play much better at a certain time. I don't know. Anyways, the main thing I want to talk about in this game is how to do better in Last Titan Standing. Now the main thing is, if you're with people that you can talk to, or with people who are actually half decent and have mics or something like that, you can always coordinate attack plans. Now, this is kind of a little bit different than, oh, this is my only death, by the way, right here. And this game does end up getting cut out at the end. I don't know why. I'm using NVIDIA Shadow Play, and for some reason it didn't record the last round or something. But I swear to God, we won the game. We didn't end up losing the last 3 rounds or anything like that. But moving on from that, wow, if you're with people that you can coordinate with, the big thing is to stay together. If you guys want to rush one side, do that. Don't separate yourselves unless you're planning it, Don't let them swarm you and completely decimate half your team, and then the other half of the team is just kind of sitting there like, well, now what the hell do we do? We're 3 people against 6, which, and like, let's say Call of Duty Search and Destroy isn't that bad. You could still clutch it, but when you're big-ass Titans with shields, and the main thing is, staying alive and stuff like that, it's not the same as something like Search. Now, if you are smarter and you're playing with people who are half decent, another good strategy is to flank the enemy. You can see me right there. I'm kind of killing some of those specters. I knew a Titan died over there. I didn't know if one of them might have been like a soldier or something like that. So I was just spraying like a motherfucker over there. Anyways, if you are playing with people who are half decent, you can coordinate attack. A good idea is to send, let's say, 4 Titans, with all of them with like shields or something like that, up into the enemy spawn and try to catch them not off guard, like front to front type of thing, and then send 2 Titans around and try to flank them. Try to get your 4 Titans to get the attention of all the other people on the other team, and then have your flanks come behind them and decimate them, basically. Because what I realize, if you're playing against people who are okay, not excellent at the game, half the time they don't even realize that there are people shooting at them from behind them, and they end up thinking that, oh, the people in front of me are still hitting me, and then they keep putting shields up in front of them, and by the time they realize that you're actually behind them, they're basically dead. This strategy works a lot. If you're against people who are really good, it might not work as well, but usually it does work. Well, let's say if they do catch you and they're like, oh crap, we're getting flanked, and they turn around, they start shooting at you, their entire team shooting at you or something like that. You only have 2 people against 6. That's not good. You gotta get your ass out of there. You wanna retreat and rendezvous with the rest of your teammates. Try to stay alive, because the biggest thing is keeping your Titan alive in this game. Now with that said, if you do end up dying in the Titan and you eject, if you're playing Last Titan Standing, I suggest you use auto eject. It's by far the best thing, because you want to keep your pilot alive. If your Titan dies, you want to still be in the fight. because you're not going to respawn anyways. And when you are the pilot, try your hardest to stay alive. Don't just go guns blazing into the enemy and try to do anything like it doesn't work like that. Try to stay alive, because if you end up being in a situation where there's only one Titan on your team that's still alive and they got 2, 3, or even 4 Titans, the soldiers are really, really helpful, because you gotta keep your Titan alive as long as possible to try to kill the enemy Titans, and you gotta stay hidden. Which brings to my next point: use cloak. Cloak is by far the best, at least from what I experienced. It's the easiest to use. It's when you auto eject out of the Titan, it keeps you alive easier because you automatically cloak. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. You gotta use auto cloak too. I think that's a Titan ability. I'm not sure. I use the same thing over and over again, so I don't pay attention to what's where. But use auto cloak as well, because when you eject from the Titan, you don't want them to be able to kill you before you hit the ground. That's a big thing. You want to stay alive as long as possible to do as much damage as possible. Yeah, so when you're the soldier, and if you want to rodeo a Titan, there's a good idea is to try to, if there's a Titan that's away from all the other Titans on the enemy team, go for that one. He's the weakest by far. Even if he has full health, because you're less likely to get shot from another Titan that's on the enemy team or something like that. And then when you are let me think here. Well, when you are, going to rodeo Titans, that's when you want to use your cloak, basically. 'Cause you can use your cloak. See, that guy right there. He didn't have cloak. I knew he was right there in front of me. I could easily shoot him. If he had cloak on, which the guy that probably just got on me right there probably had, I wouldn't have even seen him running towards me. He would have been able to easily jump on, rodeo me, and do as much damage to me as he wanted to. And I can eject out of it, but by then he probably would have jumped up in the air, and he would be able to see me faster than I could see him, which ends up being a bad situation. So yeah. And when you are in the Titan, usually on this map, for instance, it's easiest to rush to the left and go full force to the right. If you have your entire team to the right and then you want to rush to the left, you can see me right here. I'm rushing to the left. Now I think they end up having 2 or 3 Titans there, which no, this is the first round like this, but the round after this, what you guys want to see, there's only 2 Titans there, which I ended up completely destroying them. But you can see right here, it's me and one other guy, and right there, that was stupid. I ended up reloading when he was right in front of me. That's another thing. Try not to reload unless you are clear of enemy Titans or you're out of ammo, because if you end up reloading, you can't cancel the reload, which is kind of BS, but it's how it's set up. So try to get out of the way to reload. Don't reload right in front of them or anything like that, which I tend to do that a lot just because it feels like that's what you're supposed to do, but ultimately it'll end up getting killed. So yeah, and on this map, if you are to the left right here, you can see it's pretty hard for them to attack you. You can see that they're running through here, and it's easy as hell to defend it there. And then while it's at the same time, our teammates are coming to the other side, and they're just getting surrounded at this point. That's what I mean by that side is terrible. It's easy to just come at them at all directions, while the side on the top, it's much easier to defend. There's more buildings in the way. It's less open. And right there, I get a kill. I think I killed somebody in the round after this too, but it ends up not showing it. Wow, this game is already almost over. All right, well, thanks for watching. This is just me playing some Titanfall. This is Kidsnatchy signing out.